now we're in fingerprints, and what we're going to do now is to try to get a match between this sample of plasticine that was found on or very near the crime scene and the fingerprints from suspect A and suspect B. And to do that, we need to first of all lift one of these fingerprints off this sample of plasticine. And to do that, what we do is we're going to use our fingerprint dusting powder, which is just ordinary old corn flour. So we just need a brush and a little bit of corn flour, and we're going to brush that onto the fingerprint itself. Blow off the excess, and then to get that off there, we're just going to use a piece of sticky tape. So we'll get a bit of sticky tape and we'll press that onto there. And then when we lift that off, we should have a reasonable sort of print in corn flour. And now to keep this from getting smudged, what we usually do is fold it over like so. So now we've got our fingerprint permanently attached. Now I don't know if you're even able to see any of that. We'll have a look. Probably not even in focus. Maybe if I move it out a bit. But a good way to have a look at these fingerprints, apart from holding them against a darkened piece of paper or background, is you put these on an overhead projector and project it up on a wall in your classroom, and you get these nice shadow effect from the print itself. And from this you'd get pretty good evidence, I would think, that you have one of the two suspects was definitely, at the very least, touching this object that was near the crime scene. For the textiles investigation for this crime scene, what we have is a few different samples that we found allegedly in the houses of each of the suspects. And what you would get the children in your classroom to do is to get some sort of match between these textiles and the clothes on the body. Now, usually if you pick the right part of the clothing of the body, you actually get a pretty good match. So one of the things you could look at is obviously colours, but also what is the weave pattern, for example, in the fibres too, can be a really good indicator of how good a match it is. And so to have a look at that, probably all you need is simple old magnifying glass. Is probably about the only bit of extra material or equipment you might need for this, and you should be able to find one of these in a class or in a school fairly easily. So you just need. Okay, now the last bit of evidence that students are going to be looking at in this investigation is the interview with suspect A and the interview with suspect B. Now what I might do is perhaps scan these and put them on Moodle below so you can have a look at these. You'll see that there's not a lot of detail in these, but there are some things that could be checked and verified, and so maybe if you have a look through those, and obviously you can make your own one up that's more suited to what you want to do if you are undertaking this, but really it's about putting some evidence in here that children can go and verify in some way. So they go and look, get on the web and figure out, is this person telling the truth or not? And so I think